What's up, everybody? And when I say everybody, I mean probably no people will be in here tonight, but that's okay. I'm going to kind of just do my thing. I haven't done a live stream in a coon's age. So I thought I'd do a live stream. I'm going to show off some cards. Actually, I had a care package I received from a big supporter of mine that's been around since about as long as I've been on the tube. He sent me a care package. Let me take a look and see how long ago he sent this care package. If there's a date on here, it's been a while. It doesn't say, but I want to say at least about 3 months, maybe longer. So I was going to use this as an opportunity just to go live, do show off some cards. I'm going to have some music playing in the background. I don't know if you all can hear it or not, if it's too loud, not loud enough. But so anyways, we're gonna do that. I'm gonna wait for a minute or two. Probably everybody's in a turkey coma, which I totally understand. And I'm gonna show off the cards here. I should have done this a long time ago. I just honestly just never got around to it. I gotta do these freaking commercials. Oh. I gotta wait. I'm sitting there just looking at the thing. At least I can see this, so I can do it. So, anyways, I should have done this months ago, but like I said, I just got a chance to get around to it. And I had some downtime tonight after Thanksgiving soiree I had with my son and his mother. So I thought, you know what? I haven't done one of these in forever. So I thought I'd go ahead and go live. I remember a couple years ago, I got to say, I don't know if Dr. Exclusive will be watching this, but I'm sure he will, Joe. He messaged me today, and he sent me a video from maybe 5 years ago around this time where I did a November Thanksgiving holiday live stream or something, or video. And it kind of got me thinking. It got me nostalgic. And I know a couple years ago when I was a lot more heavy into the community, I would go live on holidays, especially holidays like this. And I had a few people either tell me in the live streams or, offline how the live streams really helped them a lot during the holidays, which I just thought was so wild to even think about, to be honest, because, I'm just like some schmuck in his living room talking about sports cards and just being a goofball, which is pretty much my superpower. But it really made me feel good to know that there's some people that got some benefit or some sort of enjoyment from my just ramblings. So that was very, very cool. And I really appreciated that. And I hadn't done it in a while, but I thought, you know what, today's the day. I've been staying up later more than usual the last couple months, or at least the last couple weeks for sure. So I'm thinking it's only not even 8:30 yet here on the East Coast. And so I was like, yeah, I'll probably go live and maybe go live for a couple hours. I'm probably going to try to go on Whatnot later on this evening and do some breaks. Or maybe I'll try to go to some single auctions as well. I'm not for sure I'm going to show off all the cards that Doug sent me. Or when I say Doug's, I think it's Doug's in Boston. He doesn't really have a channel. It's more like he is a contributor through the writing and supporting people's channels through just his comments. At least on my channel, we have a lot of stuff in common. He has a Japanese wife. Yeah, so he has a couple of biracial kids, or hafu in Nihongo. And he spent some time in Japan, and he likes baseball and autograph collecting, and he likes the Japanese guys as well. So him and I have a lot of stuff in common. So he sent me a bunch of stuff, and so I'm gonna go through. I might not go through every single card, or else we'll be here literally all night long. So I'm just gonna show off some cards. And anybody, I see some people hopping in and out. I'm going from 1 to 3 people. So if anybody wants to talk, anybody wants to hop on with me, great. I'm gonna just show off some cards and just talk with what I got, and just again, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, Doug, that you sent these my way. Sorry it's taken me the better part of 3 months to get them to you. So we'll get this video up. I just had them sitting on my chest of drawer here, trying to get time to get in there. So anyway, so let's get into it. First up's a 1980. Is this 4? I think, right? Yeah, or 83. 83 of Pete Rose with the Philadelphia Phillies, which is, so weird to see him in a Phillies uniform, the powder blue uniform and then also with the Expos. That just seems like sacrilegious. So that was these are all from Doug's collection that he sent my way. I'm not even going to talk about the guys I don't even recognize because I have nothing to say about modern day baseball players because I don't know who they are, to be honest. But if they're like guys I recognize, like Johnny Bench in this 2023 Panini. So I think they can't even put the city. I guess they could put a city name. I know somebody I watched my channel. They couldn't put the city name or the team name anymore on these, and I think next year they can't do anything except maybe just the player with no insignias, no lettering, no nothing. Just the person with maybe their last name on their back. I'm not even know if they can do that. So, anyways, there you have that. Johnny Bench. So he sent me a bunch of wrestling cards too, which is what I'm actually the more excited about. But I want to make sure I properly show off some of these other cards because some of these will be in my personal collection for sure. And so I want to make sure I hit this up. And this is just some time killer. Why maybe talk with some people they pop on. Sorry, it's taking me a few minutes to get through some of this stuff. Oh, hey, what up, Orlando? What up, Scott? Happy Thanksgiving to you both. Thank you for coming on, guys. I appreciate it. Can you all hear me okay? I don't want to yell and scream, but I don't want to talk too softly. So if you can let me know if you can hear me okay, great. I can't do anything with this. This thing is I'm stuck with it. But if you all can let me know if the volume's okay with my voice, that'd be great. All right, perfect. Can you hear the music at all? The music too loud? You can't hear it at all? Is it too soft? Is it too distracting? I just want to try to set the ambiance, if you will. Sorry, I am trying to go through these cards because I want to talk about the cards that Doug sent me, but I don't want to talk about cards I don't really have anything to say about because I don't know anything about them. I don't know anything about the modern day guys, to be honest. Can't hear the music. Okay, maybe I'll turn it up a little bit. It's okay. I wanted to watch horror tonight. Yeah. Oh, I was going to say, I don't know if you've seen this or not, Scott, but I picked this up to watch probably tonight or tomorrow. Have you seen this one yet? I watched it last year, but I was with some friends, so I didn't really get a chance to sit down and really watch it. But I picked this up to watch tonight, or like I said, this weekend. Have you seen that one? Man, he sent me a whole bunch of rookie cards of guys from the Reds, but I don't know if who they are. They're any good. It's okay. I wanted to watch. Oh, okay. You loved it. All right, cool. I got an Albert Pujols right here, Cardinals from this year. So I think most of these cards are from this year. That's good. I'll definitely be watching it, Scott. You can probably see behind me, Scott, like over here. I got so many. I can't do it. There we go. There. Horror movies. Then behind me, all my horror, especially up in this area. I got this. All my Blu-rays are down there, so I got tons. Your home sweet home just got even sweeter. Oh, your home sweet home. Shut up. Shut up. There you go. Oh, here we go. We got some Japanese guys. You all know I like my Japanese ball players. We got Yu Darvish with the Padres with his 1987 look. So boom goes the dynamite. The kids even say that anymore? I don't know. Probably not. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit more. So you got another Yu Darvish here. This is an insert for the World Baseball Classic. Yeah, Yu Darvish. And then we got, and I think I have this Ichiro card. Well, I don't know. This is US 100. I don't know. You all know. I mean, you all know better than me. Like, some of these cards have so many variations and, you know, parallels and all that stuff. I can't ever keep up, but this is an epic looking card. Then we got a Darvish. I think these red ones, I think are opening day. Yeah, there it is. It says opening day. So there you got this from this Ichiro. Ichiro Sugoi. He should be in the Hall of Fame. I think, is it next year? He goes in next year. And then we got a Kohei Arihara. I don't know if he was with the Rangers when they won this year or not. But there you have the Arihara. And then we have oh shoot, who is he? I forgot who this is. Oh yeah, Kohei Arihara and Shohei Ohtani. Oh yeah, I have so many Ichiro cards. Because I got in on the Ichiro train from the get-go because of me being a Japanese baseball card collector. So soon, and you know, I knew who he was back when he played in Japan when I was living over there. I didn't know how good he was going to end up being because no one knew. I mean, you know, when you look at Ichiro, we all can say in hindsight, oh yeah, he's maybe one of the best modern day, if not one of the best Hall of Famers ever, soon to be Hall of Famers ever to play the game. But when we first saw little skinny 5'9" guy from Japan, no one was expecting what he ended up doing in baseball. So I think a lot of people, you know, initially, early on, maybe not too much was thinking too much of him, but later on, they were like, "Oh, yes, another Arihara." I do have some Japanese cards of him, Scott. Not a whole lot, but probably a couple dozen, I would say. Over the years, I've picked them up. Here's another Arihara. Man, Doug hooked me up with all kinds of Arihara cards here. Or as we like to say, Arihara, us Americans. You Americans speak that American? You speak that American over there, boy? Boy, you speak that American? Oh, geez, here we go. We got to get this guy right on out of here. Man, and there we go. That's what happens. Ichiro first battle. Oh, yeah, dude. Easy all day long. Yeah, he's a first ballot Hall of Famer from the get-go. So, I mean, I will be shocked. But you know how it is, how the fickle American media or whatever. He should get a Mariano Rivera. He should get 100% get into the Hall of Fame. He was nothing but an ambassador for the game from the first day his cleats hit the field to the last day. So I don't see how he doesn't get another 100%. So I would assume that he's gonna. If he doesn't get 100%, he's gonna get very near 100%, for sure. And we got another Yu Darvish here. So, and then I don't know anything about this Keston here anymore. He used to be a pretty big star there for a hot minute. So, oh my gosh, I swear it makes me nuts. Sorry. They got a gold here. He's sitting my way of Yu Darvish again. This is numbered obviously 223 or 2023. And this is number 369. You know you're getting old when you're like having to sit there like 5 times, keep going over the numbers, and you're like, I can't quite make that out, Marge. What does that say there, Marge? Large Marge. And we got Kodai Senga. Shout out to my boy Mark from Kentucky. I might be going to see him this weekend. I was like struggling. I don't know, has anybody else do this? This is why I like to do these, like just kind of like rummage through cards and then maybe talk to people. I am shocked there's 5 people in here, to be honest, because I thought I'd be in here talking to myself. So I'm very thankful for the people who came in to hang out with me today, even if it's just for a short time. But I always struggle when I get like a long chunk of time off, and I can't tell you all what I want to do because I want to keep that private. But people who know me personally knows probably what I do for a living. But I usually can get like 2 or 3 days off in a row based off of what my job is. And of course, that then goes into the hot weekend. So you can have a 4 or 5 day holiday weekend. But sometimes we can stay open on Monday, even though we're not, or I'm sorry, on Friday, even though we're not open to the public. We're still technically open. So you'd have to take a personal day to have that day off, even though if you just work from home or from the office, then you don't have to use that day. You just get to pretty much just have an easy day, just do some stuff on the computer, just work from home. So I always struggle with, do I want to use that? Do I want to leave and go and do a little trip somewhere, a mini trip or a nice long trip for 4 or 5 days? And even though I don't have anything really big to do, and the same thing I could do with just 2 or 3 days, opposed to 4 or 5 days. And so I struggle with that because then I can save a day and use that day some other time instead of using the day and then going doing whatever I want to do. And then I'm just kind of just goofing off and not really have like an agenda. I'm just kind of just getting away for an extra day. So the whole time I was like, I had taken Wednesday off. I had taken Friday off. I decided to stay home on yesterday just because I hadn't had a day off in a while, just to enjoy the day and have like a double day. But now I'm thinking, do I really want to take tomorrow off? Because I can just roll out of my bed, go into my office and work, and then keep that day to myself and use that later down the road. And then after work, which I could work even a half a day probably, and then head out to my hometown area, which is what I kind of thought to do, like down in Louisville, Kentucky, and hang out there for like 2.5, 3 days, and then come back Sunday evening. So I'm like, should I have just left after Thanksgiving today and just went on down? Or was it good to hold on to that extra day, just ease into the day-to-day, tomorrow just take it easy, get everything ready to go tomorrow morning, and then head out in the afternoon? I always struggle with that. I have the time, so it's not really me like wanting to like not use my time, because I'm pretty conservative when I'm using my time. I don't what's like the corporate term? I think use and lose, like use and lose or something, or lose something about you, like people like do like the turnaround like real quick, they burn it, like you get it and use it or something, or you will use it or lose it or burn it at the time. I think there's some sort of like term they use. That's not me. I hold on to my days, and I can save up. I can say I've saved up going on 200 hours, I think. 200 hours of personal time. So, I mean, I can take the time. So, use it or lose it. Yeah, so I get to I think you can carry over from year to year like 240 hours. So, I'm not quite at 240. I'm around I'm like 170 something, 180 hours. So, I'm starting to get to that point where I have to use or lose, especially next year. So, Orlando says, take the day off. Maybe you inspired me, Orlando. Maybe you've inspired me. I like it. I need to be inspired by someone. But I don't like use them. I don't get it and just use it immediately. I don't know how people do that. I don't understand. I used to be like that. Didn't take vacation for years. Yeah, you're right. That's true. Well, the thing is, and this is the thing I struggle with. If I was going with my son, it would be a no-brainer. We wouldn't even be having this conversation. I'd be down in Louisville right now. I wouldn't even be doing a live stream. But since he doesn't want to do anything because he plays school sports, and then the weekends that he actually has a nice time, like right now he's playing rugby, and he wants just to rest. So spend another weekend on the road traveling back and forth, just he doesn't want to do. So it's like I would be going down just by myself. So because of that, that's the reason why I struggle with, do I really go or not? Just because I've been going down by myself. I still have my family and friends down there, but I don't know. I kind of like what you're thinking. Hey, Steve, what up? Hey, happy Thanksgiving to you too, my brother. Mi hermano. Life is short, enjoy every day. Yeah, dude, you're right. You're right, Orlando. I'm on a permanent vacation. Yeah, it's pretty cool, Scott. I'm very blessed with my job. Yeah, I know you're a little bit older, and you've worked hard in your life. Obviously, you have really wonderful things to show for how hard you've worked in your life. So that's amazing. I really am impressed with your obviously great work ethic or whatever you did with your money and time, because it was very well invested. But yeah, so yeah, you're right. You only live one time, and you're never gonna regret going and spending time with family and friends. That's for sure. Wish I would have taken time off when I was. Yeah, that's very true. So yeah, more than likely, and I was thinking about doing it today after the Thanksgiving I had with my son and his mom. But then, to be honest, I was like in a turkey coma, so I was just like, I didn't want to be in the car for a couple hours driving, and then like drive off the side of the road because the Thanksgiving dinner was just too masterful. So yeah, man, yeah, it's been good. But I have there's like a little. I don't know if you all know this. Yeah, man. Well, I understand, dude. Disability, when it creeps up on you, there's not much you can do. So I'm glad that you're doing well enough that you can appreciate, have the disability taking care of you, I guess, to a certain degree. So the one thing I thought about doing now, I don't know if some people might not even care about this individual person or the story, but I thought this was kind of cool. So I guess one of the things I wanted to do, here we go with these commercials again. So this is something I want to. Okay, well, here we go. So I don't know if anybody in here. This is going to be probably odd, but stick with me because there's a point here. So I don't know how many people know who the tattoo artist / goth singer Kat Von D is, but she was kind of like famous for being famous there for a while. She had a TLC show called Miami Ink that turned into LA Ink, I believe, and she became, like I said, famous again, kind of for being famous. And she's kind of like a lot less self-absorbed Kim Kardashian, I guess. So that's a terrible probably analogy, but she's kind of famous for, like I said, just being famous. It's there's not like a lot to who she is. But anyway, she became a musician as well. She plays a lot of kind of like synth music from the 80s. Like that's her style, like 70 or 80, mostly 80s synth goth music, kind of like poppy goth synth music, which I love, by the way. That's like my kind of, right now I'm listening to Joy Electric, and he's a very synth type music as well. But anyways, Kat Von D was famous in probably, like I would say, like the early to mid 2000s to about 2015, 16, I would say. And then she kind of like fell off the radar. She was still, I guess, relevant or popular in some capacity, but she wasn't the same level. Anywho, so a couple years ago, she lived in LA, and where she worked and where she had her tattoo shop is. And I'm not going to get political, but you just got to bear with me because it's part of her story. So she had her tattoo shop there, but when everything happened during the COVID-19, we all know what that was like for a lot of Americans all over the United States. And so she was one of those people who was like, I need to get out of LA. Her and her husband, and she had just had a child around that time. And they said they need to get out of LA because it was just too dangerous, too expensive. It was just the way they wanted to raise their son was just not to the LA type of standards in California. So they were looking to move. Well, she moved to Indiana. So she moves to Indiana, and she moves to a small little town out of the middle of nowhere. And like we're literally talking about like the armpit of Indiana. I don't mean that in a negative or condescending way, but it is a small town in Indiana. So how she found this house in this small town in Indiana, I have no idea. I don't even know if she's even been to Indiana before this. But it's an old Gothic house from the like late 1800s that she bought it. It's a registered landmark here in Indiana, on a historical landmark, and it has that very Gothic look, like a Victorian house. And it used to be a bed and breakfast, but the previous owners, and they ended up wanting to sell, which maybe that's the reason somehow she came across it, and she bought this house in Indiana. So in the last 2 years, since she made that proclamation or declaration or whatever, that they're leaving LA and moving to Indiana, a lot of people were very skeptical, like, what is this about? Because you always hear about celebrities leaving California or New York, but they usually end up hitting up Texas or Florida. Very rarely do you hear anybody say they're coming to Indiana. So that's not usually on the list of things that people want to do, who have that type of a lifestyle that's probably a lot more fast-paced or whatnot. So anyway, she shows up in Indiana, and she's been here now for a couple years. Well, in the past year or so, she made a lot of waves over the last couple years because she kind of walked away from her, like, I guess, popularity of what she made her famous. She had like all this witchcraft and like tarot card stuff and very like, dark arts and kind of this dark spirituality and kind of, paganism and Satanism type stuff, or what Wiccan and witchcraft and all this kind of thing. And that was like her thing from way back when. So apparently she never really made it public, but she, at the time, until she posted like an Instagram video or picture of her showing off all her books that she had gathered over the years. Some of them had like historical significance. Some of them were very old. They were very vintage. And she said she threw them away. And she said, she was like, I just want to get this stuff out of my house. And she referenced having a son and just didn't want that stuff around her kid. And that kind of shocked everybody because she's always been kind of like, she always dresses in black, even still today, jet black hair, black dresses, like black type of like makeup and like the white makeup. She kind of looks like Morticia Adams still even now, or Elvira, if you remember those people. So anyways, when she posts this video or this picture, people like were losing their minds. And again, because she's a minor celebrity, it like went viral and people like were losing their minds because they're like, how dare you do this? That's you can't. That's just how dare you basically do something like that? That's terrible. You should never do such a thing. And it's like that's what she wanted to do, whatever her reasons were at the time. It wasn't clear. So that was, I think, in LA when she did that. Actually, that was probably roughly 2 years ago. And then she would make, sporadic posts talking about kind of like her views on things and kind of changing her perspectives and her values and where she's at in life and where her values are now and where she kind of sees herself with her husband and her son. And then recently, I guess in the last 4 or 5 months, maybe a little longer, she posted that she became a Christian and she did a video where she showed her baptism. So she became a Christian before she moved to Indiana, apparently. But when she moved to Indiana, she said she wanted to go to a church in Indiana, and she wanted to go to more of a traditional type church, so like a small country church out where she lives now in Indiana. And so there's this video of it. There's a video of her getting baptized by the pastor of that church. And like, I guess close family or friends and the church members were there in this video. And it's like maybe a minute long video. You can find it everywhere on YouTube and her Instagram and all that kind of stuff, I guess. But you see this video of her like legitimately getting baptized. And a lot of people were skeptical, including myself, to be honest, because I didn't really know what's going on. Because of course, she never went public with any of this. She had an album she just dropped in the last month or so. So I'm like, is she doing this because of her album? You want to try to get sales up by trying to be relevant and say, look, I'm a Christian now and I believe in Jesus. And you're like, what? But she's been doing this for apparently years, but she just never really went public with it. So I was shocked to hear all this stuff as amongst many people were. And to be honest, I didn't really know much about her years ago. Like, I knew who she was, but I didn't know much about her. The only time it ever came up on my radar is when she bought a house, not that far from where I live, which is where I'm getting to. I know it's a long story, but for people who obviously have nothing going on like me right now, almost 9 o'clock, I figured we can do story time, baby. So anyways, she got baptized, and then what the crazy thing was, or not even crazy, but just a surprise, was that it has not been like a publicity stunt or a way to like try to drum up sales or views or whatever about her video or her album that she released, and the music video she released not too long ago. It's like a true, from what all you can see, a true heart change of where she's at in her life now. So I went to go to she mentioned in one of her videos the church she goes to, which I feel like can be pretty sketchy, unfortunately, in the world we live in nowadays, because if people really wanted to go and cause trouble or harass her at her church or harass the church members or even bother her and her family, they know exactly where she's at. That's not my place to say. I mean, I know Indiana's definitely not California, but still you can find weirdos are everywhere. But she mentions literally where she goes to church in the town she lives in. She says she wanted to go to a small like country church or small Christian church, and she didn't want to go to one of those big mega churches. So I went online and looked it up because they have a Facebook page, and they're just like every other little church in America. So I go on the Facebook page, and I'm like, is this like a legit thing? And I like scroll back as you would through history, and she's been involved in that church for, I don't know, as long a year-ish, for months and months and months and months. And she's so involved that she's actually in their little church choir. I mean, if you are right now looking up who she is, or you learn it, if you already know who she is, you know anything about her, knowing that you see somebody like her, the way she looks, which again, I could care less with the way you look, but the way the world perceives her as like Morticia, or like I said, like Elvira type of character look, and she's still dressed all in the black, and she's up there with all these little old ladies from this little Baptist church she goes to, singing these hymns out of a hymnal. It is kind of mind blowing. I'm like, my mind is literally blown, because it's like she's not doing it for. You definitely ain't doing that for fame. If you're gonna do that, you're gonna go to some mega church. You're gonna have like a microphone, like, come watch what I'm doing. Pay attention to me. It's like she is on her own in this little country church by herself, and she's up there with like 2 or 3 or however many little ladies, or if it's during the church service, there's like maybe 10 people on the stage. Yeah, I think so too, Orlando. And she's up there literally just singing along in this little hymnal. It's mind blowing. And there's like these pictures of her where she's with the ladies of the church, spending time together, like doing discipleship or Bible readings or Bible studies. And you're just like, I'm just like blown away, because like somebody really, like, this person looks like they're taking their decision seriously. And this is not about trying to proselytize anyone or try to encourage someone to become a Christian or not a Christian or not that. I'm just like, to see someone do a real life change. If you know people in your life, regardless of anything to do with religion or Christianity or not, if you see somebody truly change their way of looking at the world or looking at life, or totally change their behaviors or how they talk to people, or how they treat one another, it's really a huge deal. In this case, she found faith, which is something I can relate to, because I was already there, and I think it's amazing. And the funny thing you said that, Scott, is because their pastor posted a picture of them like getting dinner together for this past weekend, because they had like a church-wide Thanksgiving. And the mind-boggling thing is that you see Kat Von D. It's just mind-blowing. So he posted a little picture that says, "Hey guys, don't forget we have our annual church Thanksgiving dinner tonight at the church." And he posts that like a day or two early, and then he posts a video of Kat Von D, I think 1 or 2 other ladies, and a lady playing the piano, just singing, just a completely stripped down version of this song, just no other music, no other, like, it's not a big production, but you just see Kat Von D, and then her son's, who's probably like 3 or 4 years old, I guess, is running around and wants his mom's attention like any kid would. And she's like, okay, baby, let mommy finish singing this song. And you just see this most like normal, like just normal human being who just wants to praise the Lord, wants to sing and just contribute to her church with her, you know, skills, with her gifts. And, you know, she's not trying to show any attention to get that attention from herself. It's her church is putting this little video up on their like little Facebook page of like 100 page subscribers or 200 page subscribers. It is just like she's not putting on her Facebook page or her YouTube channel or her Instagram or X or whatever. This is something that her church is doing. You know, it is shocking. So I say all that to say, I thank you for the people who stuck with me, because when I go down to see my hometown, because I'm from Southern Indiana, I don't live there anymore. I live in Indianapolis now. On my way through town on Sunday, I thought about stopping at the church, and because I go to church anyways, and I thought, you know what? Why not go to Kat Von D's church and check it out? I've listened to her pastor preach because they put his sermons online. And if I get to see Kat Von D and just kind of be like, hey, you know what? I just think what you're doing is great. I'm really impressed with what you're doing. I hope you keep it up, and give her encouragement. That's great, you know, to see somebody that I respect. I didn't know anything about it. I didn't respect her being a tattoo artist or a singer, but to see that she's willing to put herself out there like that, that takes a lot of, you know, cojones, to be honest. In the world we live in now, where that kind of thing is looked down on or made fun of and frowned upon, and you just get like, you can't win because she gets it. And she even says the Christians just give her as much a hard time as the non-Christians, because she doesn't look the part, or she doesn't always say the right things. And she doesn't, like, that their perception of her is not truly what it is to be a Christ follower, is like just is actually more hurtful and more painful for her to go through, because she's expecting that to come from like her old fans and her old acquaintances or old friends or family members who are like, what are you doing? Like, are you some kind of nut job now? But to get that from the people who she went into a community of believers, and for them to give her the same mentality and the same attitude is really is unfortunate. And she spoke about this a lot in the last couple podcasts she's done with people. You know, no one's perfect, first of all. And for her to be able to put herself there, and people like her at her level of celebrity, like, are way more under a microscope than myself or any of us ever will be. And so she really is having to bear a lot of negativity when it really shouldn't be that way. So if I can go to the church for an hour, enjoy the service, if she's happy to be there, I mean, who knows if she's there now? She might not even be there. But if she's there, you know, go over, shake her hand, and just say, hey, I just want to say I'm really, you know, congratulations. And, you know, I think it's great what you're doing. I hope you continue to be able to do so. I mean, that'd be great. And if she's not there, then I'll just have a great service, hopefully with the church there. And you see, like, they have like this, like like the camera at the top of this, like old, like probably like early 1900s church, like little country church. And you can see there's like hardly anybody in this church, like maybe 20 or 30 people, very few people. So, you know, I would anybody who shows up that's new, they're gonna definitely know who you are. They're not gonna be like, oh, you know, that guy comes and goes all the time. You know, we don't know. Like, I would definitely be known because I don't go there. And so, you know, so I just want to go and just be like, hey, you know, this is great. This is something really cool. But anyway, I just thought I'd share that with people because I thought it was a kind of a cool thing. It gives me a reason to kind of go back, because it kind of goes back to what Orlando says, hey, you know, go on vacation, take those couple of days, don't stay at home. You know, maybe go do something fun. And that would be something I could do that was fun. It serves two purposes. You know, go to church, and also maybe have an opportunity to meet someone that you just want to give a word of encouragement to, because, you know, you never know what people like that are going through. We all go through things. But something like that kind of was way more intense, I think, than your average run-of-the-mill person who might deal with this. You know, someone goes, yeah, well, that's stupid. You're like, okay, all right. When somebody's like literally coming after you and your family every day, that would be tough. I moved my kids from Miami to a small town outside of Tampa, put them in a small Christian school. Yeah, man, exactly. That's awesome. That's just yeah, and it's true, Scott. Yeah. Why not is a great experience. Yeah. Yeah, I will definitely let it go. I'll definitely take a picture. I mean, I'm not gonna be like creepy taking a picture of her and her family, but take a picture of me at that church. And if I get a chance and she warmed up enough to me to get a picture with her, maybe. But if not, then I'm just wanting to say, it's not like I said. Again, I'm not going there to try to like meet someone famous. I just want to go there because it's literally like not even an hour from my house, my mom and dad's house. It's maybe 45 minutes, and that's back the direction I'm going to be going. So it's mostly just being like, hey, awesome job, sister. Keep up the good work. Fight the good fight. But I definitely will. And if I have anything to talk about, I will definitely share that in a follow-up video. So anyways, I thought I'd just share that with people. I thought it was kind of a cool experience or a cool story. I hope it's a cool experience. And if nothing else, it'd be cool just to get to go to the church and check it out and support a local community who from all intents and purposes, are trying to do the right thing. But I wish I would have done like what you said, Orlando. I wish I would have known what I know now about my son's school. I mean, we live in a small town here, also in Indiana. And if I know what I know now about the school system, I would have sent him to a small Christian school. But unfortunately, he's so entrenched in the community here. If I pulled him out now, even when I talked about doing it a year or two ago, he'd be devastated. And so I just sucked it up and said, you know what, we'll just keep you going to the same school. But I just wish I would have done that because, yeah, it was, they're hiding like wolves in sheep's clothing. And even in Indiana, what they're trying to do to our kids. So yeah. So let me get back to some of the cards. I tell her that you know me, and she'll think. I will. I'll let her know, dude. I got a Shintaro Fujitani here. I never even heard of this guy with the Oakland A's, a picture with the Oakland A's. Anybody have any topics they want to talk about? We can talk anytime you want. I just want to switch it up. I know we got you say Kikuchi. You always got to have a Kikuchi in my videos. It's always good to have a Kikuchi in this video. And we got Kyle Higashioka, which probably will not be with the Yankees next year. Right there. A lot of good rookie cards that Doug sent me. This is another rookie card of Kodai Senga with the Mets. So that's cool. And I think this is the same card. This is like double maybe he sent me of Kyle Higashioka. I don't think he'll be back with the Mets, or I'm sorry, the Yankees. Maybe I'm wrong. Yoshi Susugo. One of the coolest last names, Susugo. Kitsuki. That's Kitsuki is like, I believe, a crow in Japanese. And they always make fun of me when I was in Japan. They're always like, oh, that's so cute how you say that. And I'm like, why is it got to be cute for? Why can't it just be like, that's interesting or that's funny or that's, odd? When they say it's cute, I'm like, why cute? We got Tom Glavine. Is this a rookie card? This might be is this 88 Fleer? Is this Glavine's rookie? Did he have an 87? I can't remember. I don't know, but it's a Glavine. It's early. That might be his rookie. I don't. It says he started playing in 87. I don't remember. I remember an 87 rookie card of Glavine though. I've slept since then. Here's an 89 Glavine. Got a couple of those. A couple of those 89 Glavines. All right. This is like a strange Andy Pettit with a sleeve on it, a penny sleeve. With like the classic cards. This is from 1980. I was on there. George Barrett All-Star card, right? All-Star. American League All-Star. There we go. Oh, Kansas City Royals. I want a Royale with cheese. Here's an Alex Rodriguez. So then Doug sent me a bunch of this random stuff, which I think is super cool. This is an insert of A-Rod from the Classic Series. But he looks like a little kid in his picture. Like literally, he looks like a little kid. Like he's like 17 or something. But I don't know. It doesn't say. But yeah, got 1985 Nolan Ryan, which is super cool. All these cards are very clean too. I was just very surprised that Doug was like, "Here you go, Jason. Just take these cards." I was like, "All right, man. I'll take these cards. I'll take them and I'll put them to use." I put them. A lot of these guys I collect in my collection. We got Kirby Puckett on the 89, right? Yeah, 89. We'll go through these quick. We got the Robin Yount. Hiya! Robin Yount. Maybe. There you go. Got the Greg Maddux. This is interesting. We have Greg Maddux right here. Right behind him, Tony Gwynn. Oh, Tony Gwynn, the Gwynster. The Gwyninator. Then we got Gary Sheffield. And then 89, dude, the 89 set was that's magic right there. That was when I was really probably in the hot and heavy of my most collecting when I was a kid. It was 89 because it was right before I got into really like late middle school, I think. So I was still probably like, just a small youngster. That's probably like 12-ish, I guess, 11 or 12, I would say by that point. So it was like perfect. At least I swear these commercials, dude. Oh yeah, cranberry sauce. Cranberry sauce. Sheffield should be, yeah, I agree. Sheffield should be in the Hall of Fame. I don't know why he's not in the Hall of Fame. That's super lame. Ball cards in my cranberry sauce. Maybe that should be like a new YouTube video, new video series. Cranberry sauce and cards. I got my own cranberry sauce. And then we got 84, right? 84, George, the Animal Steel. No, George Brett. We got another George Brett card here. This is the 86, right? This is 86, yeah, 86. It's been so long since I've looked at some of these cards. He must have like a George Brett, like Purge, Doug. He sent me a bunch of George Brett cards. We got Rob Crew and is that Cecil Cooper? Is it Cecil or Cecil? You just never know. I want to say I think I've heard it both ways. I think most people say Cecil, but I've also heard Cecil, so who knows? There we go. Or we got another George Brett. I believe this is a rookie card. Oh, maybe not. Maybe this is, I can't remember, of Craig Biggio. One part of the Killer Bees. One half of the Killer Bees. We got Randy Johnson. Not to be confused with Howard Johnson, Hojo. Is that rookie? Yeah, rookie. Yeah, I know this one because it says it on the card. I'm just that good. That's actually pretty clean right here. Pretty clean. Josh, oh, what's up, dude? Josh Packham. Thoughts on AEW Continental Classic round robin Herman? Oh, Josh, don't threaten me with a good time. Dude, I'm excited about it, man. It's a bunch of cool. Since I'm on my phone, I can't pull up all the list, but I know they're doing kind of like they're taking the idea or stealing the idea from, I think, New Japan with the Grand Prix tournament. I think that's what it's called over there. But I like the match. I just like watching good wrestling. I think storylines are important. I mean, I think storylines is what gets people. I heard someone tell me before, and I agree, that wrestling is like male soap operas, which is 100% true. for mostly the male audience. Of course, females like wrestling too, but generally speaking, it's mostly a male-dominated sport and a viewership or fandom or whatnot. Better with Sammy. No, nothing's better with Sammy. Scott. But I just like the idea of the great matchup. There's a lot of cool matchups that you have not seen before the AEW, which is what I want, which was why I like it. I don't need a big story to watch a good wrestling match. Now, if they're going to use the matches to start storylines, that's awesome. I don't know if I need anybody bleeding into each other's mouth like we did at the All In or whatever that was. I was in shock. I was like, is this like a legit horror movie we watching? Except this was real and the horror movie's fake. That is mind-boggling. So that was something I was not prepared for, nor did I think most of the wrestling world was prepared for that. But last night, what it was it last night? Yeah, last night was Briscoe versus Moxley, which I wish Briscoe would have won. I'm kind of over John Moxley at this point. I'm just kind of like, Moxley had a good run. He's definitely a VIP or MVP, I should say, for AEW. And then we got Jay Lethal and Swerve. Swerve has to win that one for sure. They're getting ready to send him to the moon. And then who was the other one? Jay White and who was Jay White wrestling? I already forgot. Who was Jay White wrestling? He was chopping the hell out. They were chopping the hell out of each other. Oh my gosh, I can't remember. Jay White was wrestling. I mean, again, he knew Jay White was going to win. Shoot. Who was it? I don't know. Anyways, Jay White was going to win. You just already knew that was going to be the case. I can't remember who it was. But yeah, I thought it was good. I thought Tony Storm had a good segment. The Christian Cage stuff's hilarious with Edge. So yeah, I'm all there for all that stuff. This is a cool 84 Ricky Henderson. Look at that smile. He just happy to be there, ladies and gents. He is just happy to be there. I can't believe Doug sent me all these great looking. I mean, these cars look like they were right out of the pack. I mean, it was amazing. I mean, Doug, if you end up watching this, dude, thank you. There's a great Cal Ripken Jr. Let's be honest. Most people got this car for Mike Bodricker. I mean, that's the real selling point on this card. But there you have that one. We got the second year King Griffey Jr. out of the Fleer. That's a great one. This is a very iconic. I said it. Don't tell. Shoot, who is it who can't stand that? Oh man, Dave, Blue Jacket 66. He's like, don't say it, iconic. So yes. And then we got the 1984 Roosh. That's who it was. Thank you, Josh. Yes, you got the 84. Ricky Henderson's here. Got 3 of them. I got 3 on it. Yeah. The one I was kind of a little disappointed that Roosh got beat. I feel like Roosh needs to get get a bit of a run going. Roosh, the douche, was. Yeah, I kind of feel like LFI or whatever it's called needs to get some traction going. Every time they're kind of like the House of Black. It's like, though, for every 5 fights, they lose 4 of them, either as a team, as a tag team, as a trios, or as individuals. They almost always lose, but they're like an intimidating group that has a lot of scary guys that can really wrestle well, who look great, but it's kind of like Miro. He always just loses. Like when he fights jabronis, then he wins. But as soon as you put Miro in there with anybody with any kind of halfway decent name recognition, Miro's the one who loses. It's like, hold on, wait, what? I was shocked that he beat Danny Garcia. I thought for sure Daniel Garcia would have whooped. They were going to have him go over him, but I was in shock. I was like, oh, okay. Then we got a Roberto Clemente. Shout out to my buddy Bob Lewis, and then Don was it Don Field of Dreams or something? I think. So yeah, there you go. Look at that. That's some refractor action right there. And then we got Ken Griffey Jr. Boom goes to Dynamite. Dynamite! All right. Then we got there's some really cool ones. Ken Griffey Jr. on the 19 is this supposed to be 1988? Yeah, 88. See. All-Star card, which is super cool. The year before he started playing baseball, right there, 88. So we got that one, and then you have Nolan Ryan. Boom goes Dynamite on that one. And we got Aaron Judge. All rise. All rise. Then we got Donnie Baseball. You already know it's going in my collection right here. Look at that. We got some shine to it. Got some of that refractor action. No. Right there. Got some Don Manley action going good right there. And then we got Mariano Rivera. I love the shine on these cards. So, all right. And then we have another Roberto Clemente. This is a great looking image of Clemente. I've been meaning to get back to Pittsburgh. I'm hoping to happen sooner than later. Just haven't been able to work out a good time for old Bobby Lou. Then now we're going to get into some Hall of Fame All-Stars from back in the yesteryear. Willie Mays on the 1987 retro-looking card here. Willie Mays Hayes. We got Duke Snyder. And let's see who else we have. Richie Ashburn for the Fighting Phils. Another Greg Maddux. Doug definitely knows a lot of my go-to guys. And this is cool because he has his glasses. Right? I think he has his glasses on in this one. Boom. There's a couple left. Ron Santo with the Cubs. Warren Spahn with the, I think, Milwaukee Brewers at the time there. Or Milwaukee Braves, sorry. And we got I almost said the Big Hurt. Was it Big Papa Pump? Mark McGuire. Right there. We got the old Killer Bees again, Craig Biggio. Another Robin Yount. This is like a Fleer subset from 93. So from 1993. And then we have Nolan Ryan, which this one's cool. I like this Nolan Ryan. And then the last one is everybody's favorite World War II veteran, Burke Waldron. Oh, Berkey Burke. Oh, Mark. What's up, Alex? Thanks for hanging around. If anybody wants to hop on here with me, don't hesitate. I'll send the link in there. So let's see here. Copy that. So If you want, I will send the link. You all can hop in here with me. If anybody wants to, just let me know. I know it might not be everybody's thing to do it on old Thanksgiving, but we just talk turkey, talk shop. Oh man, I'm gonna take a break from showing cards and just see what's going on. So what was everybody's favorite Thanksgiving dish today? Or even if you didn't have it today, what's your go-to dish? And also, when it comes to Thanksgiving, is there something that your family or you make or eat that is kind of rare or maybe not be on everybody's table? Is it something that maybe you all only do or very few people that you know do a certain type of dish, a certain type of food, a certain type of drink? Any cards of Nolan Ryan wrestling opinion? Yeah, man, I got a whole bunch of cards of this. This is my whole subset of pygmy goats, for sure. Oh, made a pumpkin pie, nice, Orlando. I wish I could have got the Berg Walden on one side. Yeah, that'd have been a cool one to get signed, Scott, for sure. Yeah, pumpkin pie is always a go-to. In Indiana, we have a thing called sugar cream pie. I've never heard of it anywhere else in the United States. I could be wrong. Maybe it's all over the place. But it's definitely what Indiana, one of the things Indiana is known for is sugar cream pie. And, man, we have a local place here that makes them. And I always go and pick one up for our family. And it is outstanding. It is so good. It makes you want to slap your mama. It is so good. It is, oh, my gosh. It's hard to explain. You have to just look it up online. I couldn't even do it justice on how to explain what it really is, but it is delightful. And I'm not even a sweet person. Like, I can already be 800 pounds if I eat a lot of sweets anyways. So I don't even eat a lot of sweet, sugary type, foods. And, but when it is, like I said, Thanksgiving, Christmas, stuff like that, I'll throw down on some sugar cream pie. For sure. My ex made some sort of Brussels sprout dish with like a creamy cheese base with Brussels sprouts in it. It was outstanding. I never even had it before. I didn't even know what she was doing. At first, I'm like, "Are you ruining those Brussels sprouts? What are you doing?" And she put them in this kind of like a cream cheese type thing. I don't even know how to even explain it. It was outstanding. And then she had this recipe where she used some kind of honey glaze on like long green beans, like the French style green or Italian green beans or something, and then wrap bacon around it and then put like toothpicks through it. And usually she did something similar with asparagus, but I think these were green beans. But like I said, use a sugary based honey glaze thing. Oh my gosh, it was so good. So yeah, she always is trying to do something. Whatever they tell you, if you always say Christmas, Thanksgiving, birthdays, it's not the time to experiment. They're like, stick with the things you know how to do. Don't experiment. Well, my ex doesn't know what that means. She always experiments on these special days. So it could be it's always a home run. I don't know how she does it. I don't have the balls to do it. I don't have the balls to experiment. I like to cook. I like to try different stuff. I like to think outside the box. But I don't want to do that when people are counting on me to provide certain types of food or dishes, and then be like, you know what? I'm gonna think outside the box today. I'm gonna do something wild and crazy. I've never tried before. Me making it today is the first time I ever did it. Like, I just don't have the balls to do it, but she does, and God bless her for it. She always just hits a home run. I'm like, all right, girl, more power to you. Oh man, I like pumpkin pie. That's one of my go-tos. Also, my family doesn't like pumpkin pie, so I don't really get it too often. So whenever somebody does have it, I'm always like, hey, I'll give me a little slice. What's the movie next to the Munsters? On which side? The yellow box? The yellow box or the one right here? This right here is 3 animal attack movies. is Day of the Animals, Grizzly, and Devil Dog. This right here is Snatch. This is a collector's box set. It's kind of hard to find and pretty rare. Of the movie Snatch. With Jason, it's Jason Statham and I forgot Benicio del Toro. The green box, yeah, that's Day of the Animals, which is a William Girdler movie. It's a 1970s animal attack movie. Yeah, animal attack set, yes. Grizzly, and then the Devil Dog. I mean, I'll show it to you. Wouldn't that have been weird if I stood up and then, like, I didn't have pants on? So here's Day of the Animals. The director of this movie is from Louisville, Kentucky, which is where I'm from. So that's the reason why I'm a huge fan of his movies. He made about 5 or 6 movies before he unfortunately tragically died in a helicopter crash in the Philippines while scouting his next movie. And then this is Grizzly. This is a movie that was basically Jaws. It's a Jaws ripoff. It even says Jaws with claws right there. But it's just Jaws except it's a grizzly bear. And then Devil Dog, Hound from Hell. This movie is crazy. Like the dog is basically the devil, and the dog convinces people to go around killing people in the name of the dog, who is Satan. It is crazy, and the special effects are amazing. They're so amazing. So let me put this back in here. So there's the box set, all 3 movies. This was released by Shriek Show, which I don't even think they're even a studio anymore. Back in the day, they've all come out on Blu-ray now. I think some of them might actually have a 4K release. But back then, this was like basically the only way you can get them. These are all like 2-disc sets with commentaries and special features and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, like Leslie Nielsen, I gotta tell you, okay, I forgot about this. So as you all can see here, that's Leslie Nielsen, right? What do we know Leslie Nielsen from, everybody? Probably most people know Leslie Nielsen, especially if you grew up in the 90s, from the Naked Gun movies, right? So he was in this movie with William Girdler directed it. Unless you're a B-movie fan like me, you're not going to know most of the people in this movie. But you have Christopher George, you have Linda Day George, you have Richard Jekyll, Michael Ansara. Those are the main ones. So anyways, you see on the back there, you see Leslie Nielsen right there again. Oh, I'm sorry. That's a puma, a mountain lion. There's Leslie Nielsen on this side. There's Leslie Nielsen. Oh my gosh, I cracked myself up. I was like, Leslie Nielsen right here. The one that's a mountain lion, a puma here. But anyways, no, right here I meant to say Leslie Nielsen. So, yes, Airplane. Yeah, what's up, Ziggy? Yeah, also in Airplane, that's true. I forgot about that. So anyways, I highly recommend this movie for the one scene of this movie. I'm going to go ahead and spoil it. This movie's been around since like 78, I think, or 74, 76. I was in the ballpark. So if you haven't seen it now, it's been 48 years old. That's on you. So Leslie Nielsen is in a group of other people who are going on this mountain hike through some California, forest or like a park or whatever, and so they get to a part where the animals start turning on the people. So they lead at the beginning of the movie is like showing you like animals starting to attack people, but it hasn't went full like psycho until later in the movie. So now they're inside this forest with all the animals starting to attack them. Like every animal you can think of is attacking the people. So there's a scene where a grizzly bear comes out of the woods in the rain or whatever, out of the forest, And right before that, Leslie Nielsen is trying to, let's just say, assault one of the ladies in the group who is like the mother of a child that's in the group, and he starts losing his mind because it's like they're all going crazy. The animals are attacking them and killing them off one by one. So Leslie Nielsen starts like losing his mind, starts going crazy, and so he decides that he's gonna take this woman because he's becoming like like a savage and becoming part of the land or whatever, like part of the nature, and he's losing his mind. And so he starts wanting to try to attack this woman. And all of a sudden, a grizzly bear comes out of the woods. And everybody, of course, is all scared except Leslie Nielsen. And Leslie Nielsen goes straight up to the grizzly bear and wants to fight the grizzly bear. And, of course, this is 1970s. So there's a real grizzly bear that is trying to attack Leslie Nielsen. And they cut away and then use, like, fake grizzly bear arms or whatever, and it literally rips Leslie Nielsen apart. It is like nuts. It is absolutely nuts. Leslie Nielsen versus a grizzly bear. Grizzly bear wins, but he starts screaming at the grizzly bear, like, "I will kill you!" He like says all these ludicrous lines. He's like, "I will defeat you," and all this. I mean, like, I am not going to be doing it justice, but I'm telling you. But watch Leslie Nielsen versus a grizzly bear. He like rips his shirt off and he's like, "I challenge you to a fight," or something. It is like crazy. You're just like, hold on, wait, what the hell is happening right now? But yeah, he like takes on a grizzly bear. The grizzly bear suffers no fools, and Leslie Nielsen does not make it out alive fighting a grizzly bear. So yes. Leslie Nielsen is totally a Puma. Yes, he is a Puma at heart. Yeah, he was also in Creep Show. You're right. He was in Creep Show. I think he's in Creep Show 1. Isn't he the boyfriend or something, or the ex-boyfriend of the Ted Danson ex-girlfriend character or something? There was a terrible series recently with a few seasons about animal attack humans all over the world. It was terribly done. I think I saw Grizzly as a kid, and it scared me. Great stories. I mean, oh, hey, man, thanks, Ziggy. I appreciate it, my friend. I love all kinds of like just ridiculous, not useful pop trivia and pop culture stuff and movies and everything. So if you hang on this here long enough with me, I'll probably talk about something that you can appreciate for sure. I had to wet my whistle. I think I need to wet my whistle again. So yeah, anyways, that's my animal attack set. I'm gonna switch the movies in the background. Let's switch it up. All right, let's see here. There's this new guy I found. This guy here. Does he have like? Does he have like a bunch of? He has a playlist of 2 videos. Come on, dude. Oh, here we go. 11 songs. Yeah, let's try that. Let's go with that. Yes, the first, not the second. Yeah, the first one. Yeah, I thought so. Yeah, he's good at that too. I mean, he had quite a few good movies. I mean, he was also in another movie, I think, that William Girdler did. I can't remember the name of it. It's called Project Kill. That was like right towards the end of. I think that might have been like almost the last movie Girdler did before he died. But Leslie Nielsen's in that too with Nancy Kwan, and of course he's really cheesy in that too. But like I said, I have a bunch of useless knowledge up in this head of mine, especially about film. That's why I like talking to Alex, even though Alex and I don't talk movies as much as I would like to, because I'm sure he does that all day long with his job. So I don't want to bother him about like talking incessantly about film. But man, if I could have like a good solid group of film friends, I'd probably never leave my house. I'd just be talking film all the time. Oh man, let me try to see that. Anybody seen all these? I got this recently in a Whatnot sale. So I'm a sucker for box sets. I can't help myself. And I got this whole box set for like $4, I think. And I've never seen the Dead Zone or Graveyard Shift, so I was like, yes, I will pick this up. It may be crap, but you know what? It's basically $1 a movie, so. Another good set. The OG Punisher with Dolph Lundgren, made by Canon Films. I believe this is a Canon joint. I think Canon Film made this. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Did Canon start out with this? I know it says Artisan here. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's not Canon. But anyways, the Punisher with Dolph Lundgren and Louis Gossett Jr. They didn't bring him back as the Punisher. And let's see here. Oh, here you go. This is a movie I have to recommend. If you're not too politically correct, then this movie right here, Black Dynamite. I highly recommend Black Dynamite with Jai White, right? What is that? Michael Jai White, yes. You got Michael Jai White. You have Arsenio Hall in here. This movie is freaking hilarious. It is a spoof, a send-up of 70s blaxploitation films. Oh my gosh, it is freaking hilarious. You have there right there is Arsenio Hall. He's called Cream Corn. That's his name. He's like a pimp named Cream Corn. He's like Cream Corn. But he's a pimp called Cream Corn. Oh my gosh. But yes, I highly recommend Black Dynamite. If you've not seen this movie, it is freaking hilarious. But you have to be prepared because it could be offensive to your precious sensibilities. Come on. So here's a Christmas movie that no one ever really talks about being a Christmas movie. I'm not really for sure why they don't talk about it being a Christmas movie, but it's a Christmas movie nonetheless. And it just recently got a 4K release. But, you know, I don't need a 4K release. I mean, I could do a Blu-ray release eventually, but I don't need a 4K release of this movie. But I love this movie. When I was a kid, it was like really risque. There's actually a lot of scary moments in it for a kid, to be honest. When I show the movie to you, you'll know. But it is a Christmas movie that never gets talked about from the 80s. I think this is from the 80s. Let me see if it. Yeah, 88, which is. See, I'm just that good, guys. I'm that good. I don't even need to look. I already know most of the time what I'm talking about, which is that good. But this is the movie Scrooged. Right there. Has anybody seen this Bill Murray joint? Scrooged. Like there's a scene where his like ex-boss comes in to scare him, and I forgot what his name is in the movie, but anyways, he's the one who like tells him about but basically it's A Christmas Carol, right? It's basically a Christmas Carol, but it's called Scrooged because he's Ebenezer Scrooge essentially. And so his boss comes in, who's the ghost now, is a zombie. In this, he's like basically a zombie. And there's like a little mouse that's living in his head that has a little golf ball. that like just rolls out the back of his head and like comes running out. And I remember being a kid being freaked out by that so much because you see this little patch in the back of his head has like a little door, and a little mouse pops out with a ball. And I was like, ah! But yes, this was good stuff because this movie came out when I was about 10. So Black Christmas is also a great film. Yeah, I have like a love-hate relationship with like horror movies that are Christmas based. I don't know, like I want to think of Christmas in like in a mostly positive, joyous mindset. I do enjoy, obviously horror movies. I don't know all that, but I do agree with you. Black Christmas is a good movie, but it's hard for me to get into the Christmas spirit watching like Silent Night, Deadly Night, and Black Christmas and things like that. Again, not that they're not good movies, not that I don't enjoy them. I tend to not watch them very much during Christmas time, but I do understand their appeal to them for sure, without a doubt, for shizzle. But yeah, this is one of my favorite Christmas movies that no one talks about. You have Carol Kane, and what is this guy's name? I forgot his real name. I forgot. Alfred Woodward's in this. Robert Meacham is in here. Karen Allen, Bob, Cat Goldthwait, John Forsythe. I think that's like his buddy. So yeah, I can't remember that guy's name. It's like something like Dexter Poindexter or something. Isn't he like did a song like Red Red Wine, Red Red Wine or something like that? This guy right here. Do you all remember this guy? I want to say his name like something Poindexter or Dexter Poindexter or something. But he had a couple like 80s hits, musical hits. I think it was Red Red Wine and something else, like a party song, kind of. Santa Sleigh Spreads. Yeah. Isn't that the one with Bill Goldberg? Oh, Santa Sleigh. Nothing says Christmas like Bill Goldberg, dressed like Santa Claus, just eviscerating people. I'm going to see these guys play next week. Or not next week. Oh, no, it is next week, December 3rd. A whole bunch of them are coming to this area. So that's kind of like a 9 Inch Nails vibe. I mean, you all might not be able to hear it, but it has kind of like a 9 Inch Nails vibe. I don't know if you all have any interest in it. Let me turn it out a little bit. I forgot what I was gonna say now. I finally got around to watching. Everybody been putting this movie over for over a year now. I think this movie came out last year during the summer, and I was like, "There's no way this movie can be as good as everybody makes it out to be," because they're just like having an accident in their pants. It was so good. Hey, that's right, Alex. You're right. I'm bringing back one night only, one night in Vegas. Top Gun Maverick. I just watched this today. I cannot confirm or deny that I might have got a little teary. That I might have teared up a bit. I mean, somebody was cutting onions in the other room, and I was like, "Hey, stop cutting those onions!" And so there was a couple scenes in that movie that I kind of was like, "Okay, I'm here for it." So I don't know if anybody else has seen that movie or not, and any thoughts about it, but it was good. Oh yeah, I actually think it is better than the first one. And I love the first one, but I got to be one of those guys. I don't know if I actually sat down and watched Top Gun when it came out in '85, I think. In '85, I was like 7 years old. So it really wasn't directed towards me. That's more like an adult movie for the most part, but not that kind of adult movie. Not like behind the curtain, behind the beaded curtain in a mom and pop video store. But Top Gun was not really your typical 7, 8-year-old movie for back then. I know I ended up watching it around that time. I know I watched it when I got to be my early teens. I'm sure I saw it on HBO, and I remember never being like, "Oh, this is the best movie ever." But I watched it recently on Blu-ray. Like sat down and watched it and was like, "Wow, this is a really good movie." I found myself really enjoying it. So I wanted to watch that first before I watched part 2 or Maverick, because I knew there's gonna be a lot of similarities or things that are brought over, holdovers from the original movie, and of course there was tons. So it was good that I saw that movie first. I'd have been a little bit lost. I liked it, but I don't like Cruise. You got to go back and watch it. Yeah, I didn't see it at the time. It was I didn't see the first. Well, like I said, if I did, it would have been like 7-year-old Jason. And what 7-year-olds remember what movies they watch? Yeah, I'm the same way with you, Scott. I didn't mean to skip over your comment, but I agree. I'm not the biggest fan of Tom Cruise as a person, but as an actor in general, I really like Tom Cruise. I'm not the biggest. I'm not like, like for me, the actors I enjoy really watching, that I really enjoy the craft of acting or of filmmaking, and then working through bringing that character to life, is Tom Cruise to a degree. But I really enjoy Johnny Depp. He's probably my number one. I really enjoy watching what he does. Denzel Washington is another one I really enjoy what he does in his movies. Who else is there? Ethan Hawke. Love Ethan Hawke. He's up there. He's probably up there, like tip top. I just saw The Black Phone recently. I thought he was awesome in The Black Phone. I was surprised. I didn't hate Cruise in it. Another good Cruise film. Yes, I like my favorite Tom Cruise movie, which might surprise people. I love him in The Last Samurai. I love The Last Samurai. And again, I can't stand Tom Cruise for the most part, kind of like what Scott was saying. Like, it's hard for me to see a Tom Cruise movie, or when most people are really either super out there in the public eye for whatever the reason, for their social views or their political views, or they're just like, got to have the spotlight on them all the time, so they're always posting stuff about relationships. I'm usually not your guy. Like, I don't want to know who they like that. So like Tom Cruise and his weirdness kind of turned me off. But I will say Tom Cruise does a good job of morphing into the character that he's playing, and I can kind of surprisingly separate the nut job from the acting. Another actor I really like watching is Leonardo DiCaprio. I mean, I want to go see like The Massacre of Flower and Moon or whatever it's called. But I don't want to be in the theater for like 4 hours, and I know I have to take like 6 pee breaks. So I'll probably wait till that comes out and I can pick it up. Top Gun made me want to be. Yeah, exactly. That's the thing, is Top Gun is so good. It could be a recruitment video for the well, in this case the Navy, but for the Air Force or whatever, the military. It was such a good movie. You're like want to join the military, because you're thinking that would be cool to be a pilot. So yes, well done, Hollywood. Well done. So the Top Gun Maverick, Silent Night, was that the one? Or Violent Night. I already talked a little bit about that one earlier. And then the last movie I watched, which was yesterday, I wanted to go see it in the theater, but I never got around to it. It came out during the summer, and my summers are so busy with my son's, at that time, baseball schedule. I just usually don't have time to go. And when I work during the week, I just don't have time to go watch a movie. But it looked like it was funny based on the commercials or the trailers. No, I have not watched Weird Science. It's waiting for me right there. Weird Science. I'll watch it this week. Okay, I promise. This week I'll watch it. But I did watch this. No Hard Feelings. I was surprised at how much I liked this movie. It was definitely a hard R raunchy comedy. I did not think it would be that much of a risk. I didn't think it was, I did not think that Jennifer Lawrence would be that much of a risk taker, to be honest with you. She plays a character that she's never played before on film, which good for her. She's from Louisville, Kentucky, which is where I'm from originally. And so it was cool to see her in a movie where I don't think she's ever really done a comedic role ever, and even been really funny in a movie. But in this one here, it was like of the like 70s and 80s comedies, where it's like super inappropriate, like really inappropriate subject matter. Now I will say they were definitely kind of, they try to, like, I guess, make fun of or try to make a what do you want to call it, like an observation about, because her generation's around our generation, like the late 30s, early 40s type thing. And I don't want to give away like a whole lot, but she's supposed to be trying to date this kid who's like just graduated high school, going to college. And so he's like 18, and she's, I think in the movie she's supposed to be like 32 or 34 or something. I don't know how old she is in real life, but I'm assuming she's around that. But she's, I think, closer to the 40 than she is to the 20. That's for sure. And you know, people in our generation, with the whole social media and all that kind of BS, a lot of it has missed us, and thank God. But she's in situations where she has to deal with that, and they try to make some commentary on that to a point. And then, you know, but the big thing is at the end, you know, there's a lot of apologizing and trying to like correct what was perceived as a slight towards other people. So I think they're trying to have it both ways. They're trying to say, you know, you can't go around just like with a camera on somebody when every time in their worst moments, and then like say that they're this type of person, this, you know, EST, IST, what, you know, if I'm, you know what I'm getting at, type of person, because you caught them in a bad moment. But also they're trying to say, well, you still can keep them accountable. But aside from that little gripe in the movie, it's actually pretty funny, and there's way more laughs than there isn't, that's for sure. Defending Your Life, I have not seen it. Never even heard of it. What is it? Defending Your Life. Yeah, you need to see it, Scott. I'll have to check it out. I know you don't probably want to text or message me a ton of information. You just give me the gist. Just the gist of it. Yeah, it's pretty good. I think it's pretty good. It's definitely worth a watch. I mean, for sure, without a doubt, it's worth an hour. It's like an hour and a half, so it's not like you're gonna be. It's not gonna be like the Massacre of Flower Moon, where it's like 3.5 hours long. You're like, whoa, this is hour and a half in and out. You're done. I have to come back maybe tomorrow and do this whole stack of wrestling cards. They're all 1990 classic. The first one right there, you can see the Ultimate Warrior. Bunch of goodies in there for my boy Doug. Doug's in Boston, so I'm waiting on Alex. I'm assuming Alex is still here, and he's gonna tell me about this movie, Defending Your Life. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just looking at the camera for no reason, like a big dumb idiot. Man, I got so many movies. Well, you watch my videos, you know how much I've been picking up recently. I got a couple of stacks of wrestling cards I need to get through that I picked up recently. But I'm gonna start doing movie reviews. I might actually do some of them for those movies I was showing, possibly, and talk a little bit about it. I'm gonna try to make them short and sweet like me. But look at my last chat. Your last chat. What do you mean? Your last chat on your channel, on your YouTube channel? Look at my last chat. It says, "Have you ever seen Defending Your Life?" The answer would be no, I have not. So it's no big deal. I know the name of the movie. I can look it up. So it's not that deep. Or you can text me later with your personal insights. Anything else anybody want to talk about? Anybody want to jump in here with me? We can talk together. Anybody feels like it? I'll put the chat link in there. Nice, the Cabal Cut. I like that movie. I think the Cabal Cut makes the movie so much better. I watched it on HBO Max or Peacock or something recently. It was such a better movie. I agree. Nightbreed. I've always liked Nightbreed. I like the original cut, to be honest. I know it's messy and it doesn't make a lot of sense. But as a teenager, I thought that movie was so cool to watch. All the monsters and all the creature effects and the general idea of like the outsider being like, the general idea of the outsider being having a like a tribe, so to speak, and to have other people like you to be together is pretty cool. 3 hours of greatness. This is true. At Cabal Cut, you got to make sure you bring a Mountain Dew bottle to pee in, or get up and go to the bathroom a lot, because that's a long movie. So, anyways, but yeah. Any other topics? Anything else you want to talk about? I don't want to take up too much people's time. I'm heading towards the 2-hour mark, which I cannot even believe I'm doing 2 hours on here. That's crazy. When I first started this an hour and 37 minutes ago, I don't even know how long. I felt like 5 minutes or longer. There was like nobody in here, and I'm like, oh, this is going to be a long video with me just talking to nobody, just showing these cards off to just an empty room. But I'm glad we had quite a few people come in, had a lot of good conversation, had some people I haven't spoken with in a long time pop in. That's been great. So, all right, guys. Well, I will go ahead and I'm going to close it out right now. And I will do maybe one of these again tomorrow. If I got the time, I will try to do one again tomorrow. But I really appreciate everyone coming on here and hanging out with me. Hope everybody has a wonderful Thanksgiving, a wonderful, safe Thanksgiving. I hope you got everything underneath your turkey that you wanted to for Thanksgiving. When you woke up this morning, you had the turkey ferry came and delivered everything to your house. And we'll maybe, like I said, try to do this again here shortly, maybe even tomorrow. But until next time, guys, thanks for watching. Peace.